We're going to start the meeting off, which is in relation to your agenda that you should have received, which is in relation to the draft waste minimisation and waste management and minimisation plan 2023 submission hearings. And it's great to see the public here. Awesome, well done. And those who are visiting us by live streaming. Councillors, before we proceed, we have three apologies. We have Councillor Jovich, Councillor Ruka and Councillor Harding. We'll have a mover and a seconder for those. Councillor McKenzie moving, Councillor Olsen seconding. All those in favour? Aye. Any opposed? Carried. Excellent. Councillors, our first, thank you, I just reminded that. Wonderful that I had Nicoline here reminding me of things that I may forget. Just so the submitters know that all the submissions have been read and that all councillors have got copies of them. When you come up to do your submission, I will be announcing what the number is, what page, if they want to read through it. We encourage you when you come to do the submissions to not read your submission because we've read it. Just tell us more information about what you want to add to it, okay? You have 5 minutes in that time frame. We try and encourage, there will be a bell, Nicoline will ring a bell at 4 minutes so that there is a chance that you can finish off so the questions can be asked. Okay? So do I have a mover for the, I'll start, I'll move the motion that's here, which is one, that Council 1 receives and hear the submissions relating to the draft waste management and minimisation plan, and 2, that any submissions identified as being received after the close of submissions period and prior to this meeting also be accepted for consideration by Council. Do I have a seconder?
Yeah.
Councillor Connors, seconded. All those in favour?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Excellent. Let's move on to the submission process. Now I see here, is it Cezanne Hamilton? Cezanne, you were up first, so jump up to the front seat up here.
We're a team.
I say, drag one of the other chairs up as well. Now, councillors, for your knowledge, their submission is on page 21 and page 23 in the electronic version. And they are representing Eco Solutions. All over to you guys.
Great. Kia ora, we are Bronte, Cezanne and Jane from CB Eco Solutions Whangarei. So amongst us, we fulfil the WDC Waste Minimisation Education contract, for which we're very grateful to receive your support. We would like to offer our perspective on the action plan and the waste strategy as experts in the local waste minimisation industry and as people that are on the ground every day out in the community and businesses across the district. So I'm touching on organic waste diversion. So home composting, if done correctly, is currently the most environmentally friendly option for urban Whangarei living. Eco Solutions currently runs a fully funded 3-year program, which is funded by the Ministry for the Environment, for home and community composting called Compost Connection. And on average, this program helps participants halve the amount of waste that they send to landfill each week, which is really great, and we want to continue that work. So we would happily continue to conduct a program like this with the support of WDC, meaning that we could continue to educate every household in Whangarei on how to compost correctly. We've currently reached over 200 households so far in the past 2 years. We can help them purchase subsidised bin systems like we do currently, or help them make their own at a low cost. One of the key benefits of this program is that we compost it here locally and circulate the finished resource back into the community that it came from. In terms of commercial entities producing organic waste, there's currently no service. Charging for a commercial organic collection to generate a revenue to fund the home and community side of the program and management of compost facilities around Whangarei. Currently, the closest thing we have to that is the compost hubs that were funded by NFE that take on event and community waste. On to you.
Okay, and my role in Eco Solutions is educating and waste minimisation with businesses. We're coming to the end of the 3-year MFE Waste Mins program, and we'd absolutely love it if the WDC could step in and support this. Throughout Northland, we've consulted 338 businesses across Northland and have diverted at least 190 tonne of landfill to date. so helping businesses do that. Most businesses currently have landfill and cardboard bins. That's the only waste diversion they do is cardboard, and there is little incentive to divert beyond this. The average percentage of waste that can be diverted from a business is around about 65 to 70%, so it's massive. To be industry specific, the hospitality industry has high use of single-use packaging, such as coffee cups and sushi containers, and we appreciate that the new cafe at Civic Centre is planning to accept only reusable cups, which is awesome, and we'd like to be able to facilitate something similar and roll that out around cafes within Whangarei. It is a massive thing to stop that single-use cup from both waste minimisation and also resource. We also acknowledge that the construction and demolition waste is one of the most pressing for the industry right at this point in time. And we would like to see this extended to all industry bodies by taking not an individual business approach, but by going to all industry bodies and supporting and helping them to minimise waste to landfill. And that's through education and setting up the correct systems in construction. You know, i.e. when a building is started, there should be bylaws that they have to have a waste minimisation plan in place, and also the bins, correct bins of where they should go to, and report back to council as part of that process as how much waste they've minimised going to landfill. At the moment, I think it's around about 50 to 70% of landfill is construction waste at the moment. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, is getting in behind supporting businesses to minimise waste to landfill.
Kia ora, I'm Suzanne. I wanted to touch on talking about the public litter and recycling bins. So currently there is actually no signage on the public bins to distinguish what can and can't go in. To kind of prove this, we conducted a waste audit at Patahi Park in the town basin. We looked at 3 bin stations, rubbish and recycling across 2 days. And the averages we found were that 38% of the waste in all the public recycling bins was actually incorrect. So that was about 15% compostables and 24% mixed landfill. Most of this was actually coffee cups because a lot of the public think these are recyclable. And yeah, this leads to all that public recycling bin being sent to landfill due to that contamination. If the council would like to see, we can actually share the full results of this audit, but what we found on that day was that yellow is what's actually recyclable and the green and the red are what can't go in there. So this whole bin, in this case, will all go to landfill. None of it's going to get recycled. Yeah, we believe a way to remediate that would just have signage, really clear pictorial signage. This is signage that we currently use at events. Pictures, really clear, easy to read. This is what we'd like to see on all the bins. Even just a simple yes or no list, which would help the public to distinguish what they can put in. We also would recommend having a purpose-fit position for someone to sort it. Yeah, and with our interactions with the public, we've noticed everyone's confused about what can go in. People aren't sure if the public bin is the same as their curbside bin, and we really need to show consistency with that. The last point I want to touch on is the Waste Minimisation Fund. We appreciate the support that we get for the education through the Waste Minimisation Fund, but we do believe that this is heavily underutilised in the public. A lot of people also don't know this fund even exists, and especially with schools. So we work in around 12 schools every week in Whangarei. We've actually been into 2 schools today, and we would love to see that fund opened up to schools. A lot of schools work with us for hours and hours getting our free education, but then the system falls over because they can't have the budget to put in the systems, put in the bins. They have to pull budgets from other departments to actually fund the system. They want to be zero waste and do the right thing, but they can't afford it. And so many schools I've spoken with would love this to be opened up to them as the Community Waste Mins Fund. And many of them have also said that they would happily become a community waste drop-off for those hard to recycle options if they had financial support from the Waste Mins Fund, because they currently can't afford to do it. Yeah.
So thank you for listening to us today. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to do the work that we do. When we are in the community with your funding, working with events, you know, we achieve up to 90% diversion rate at community events all around the district. We'd like to continue and expand on the great work that we're already doing with your support. We spend hours and hours providing free education, supporting the community, and you would like to continue doing that. Please read our 2021 annual report to see everything we do with our WDC funding. So we'll have the 2022 report ready for viewing by the end of June. So that's free to access for anyone that would like to read it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions, councillors? Councillor Benny.
Yeah, thank you. Really great to see your passion. I'm going to be a bit naughty and ask something that's not quite in your submission, but supermarkets, with all their plastic and that, do you guys deal with them at all?
So you're talking about the soft plastic recycling that they do?
Yes. They make plastic bags, obviously, but
Yeah.
everything else is in plastic, and you get everything in a plastic bag. So
Yes, so food stuff especially, who runs the countdown and stuff, they've got their own sustainability advisors, and they're in charge of making sure that most of that plastic has to go to the right place. We only deal with what the public will see, which is those soft plastic recycling bins, and our role is to educate people all throughout Whangarei. Those bins are there, they're available, how to use them properly, and we keep on the toes of all supermarkets to make sure they actually have those accessible to the public, because they have to under the soft plastic recycling scheme.
Yeah, and also I think for us, like in Plastic Free July, we run events across that month, educating on shopping plastic free, and for us, it's more educating people that can look at options like bin in to go plastic free, rather than if the supermarket's not going to provide it, where are some options where you can.
But the supermarkets do collect and bale their soft plastics, their LDPE, etc. That now has a value to it because the cost of fuel has gone up. Because the cost of fuel has gone up, plastic is now deemed much more valuable as a recyclable. So they do work, and they work mainly with their waste companies, which is Waste Management and Northland Waste, who, I'm brutally honest, are not very good at helping businesses to divert from landfill. They will provide the bare basics, which is incredibly frustrating.
sure. And I appreciate it. I am off topic a little bit, but I just
No, it's good. It's a good
it's
question.
a topic that I'm quite interested in. So.
Councillor Collins. A question?
Not this.
Okay. Councillor Holmes.
Thank you, Your Worship. So, thank you. Great presentation. Thank you for that. So, question for me: if there's one thing that WDC could do to make a difference, what would it be?
One thing.
It's a tricky
Yeah, I think continue to fund projects like what we have with waste minimisation funding. I think immediately something that I personally would like to see in my position is it opened up to schools, the funding, because I work in the schools every day. I work with a lot of schools and they're really frustrated that they can't be sustainable and reach their sustainability targets because they can't afford to. And they would really appreciate the support from the Waste Minimisation Fund. Yeah.
Thank you.
Councillor Holmes, did you have your hand up? No? Okay. Councillor McKenzie.
And you mentioned your frustration with the recycling scheme that Northland Waste run. Is that another potential area for improvement? Maybe
With
utilising the
businesses.
services of someone who is really passionate about.
It is. It's also, I guess, that they have got the infrastructure to do it at this point in time, both Waste Management and Northern Waste. One of their objections is that it costs a lot of money. This is something that is nationwide. I've come up from Hawke's Bay and I see Whangarei is quite behind the times in comparison to where Hawke's Bay was. So that's frustrating. You know, like businesses don't have organic waste opportunities. They cannot do anything with the organic waste other than send it to landfill. Soft plastics, the LDPE, currently goes to landfill as well, and that could be recycled. But unless they ask their waste providers are not forthcoming with that. Mixed recycling, very few businesses have mixed recycling because it's just put in the too hard basket by the waste company, so there certainly is opportunity.
Just a follow-up question, is there any other outfit of the scale that could potentially be considered for such contracts going forward that you're aware of, or other?
CBEC have had the contracts in the past, so our parent company have had the contracts in the past to do that, absolutely, yes, so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just to remind councillors, this is a time for clarifying questions, so councillor Olsen.
Yes, I thank you, Your Worship. I have have you ever been invited or attend any of the from waste meetings or no? Would that be something that perhaps we could look at?
Yes, please.
Yes, that you could give them something because some of us councillors are on that committee.
That'd be great. We work with the landfill managers and some of the staff there when we go there to do visits, and we take school visits there.
Right.
But we've never actually been invited to any of the formal sit-down meetings, and we'd really appreciate it.
I'll endeavour to do my best.
Councillor Collins.
Thank you for presenting and coming in today. First question is just in clarification on the actual thing you submitted. On page 20, which is the second page of your submission, it refers to speaking to people about Red Bale landfill. Now, I take it there's probably going to be a comment somehow that in there saying that the people who have visited the Redvale landfill and they're the ones who think that the waste energy is the solution rather than. It's just the end sentence kind of ends off. Yeah, so I just want to clarify. In regards to the bylaw that you're talking about with construction waste, do you know about any other bylaws anywhere else in the country that are already in place that we could be able to work with rather than trying to create new?
Not that I'm aware of, but I can certainly hunt that out through different organisations that we link in with to find out if that is happening. I know it is one of government's key, Ministry of the Environment, one of their key pushes as well, so we can also ask the Ministry of the Environment if they're aware of anywhere.
Thank you.
Yep, good idea.
Doesn't look like there's any more questions, so well done. Oh sorry, Councillor Peterson, not see your hand up there, I saw it. Apologies.
A lot of the questions that have been asked.
Clarifying question.
Yes, I have got a qualified, thank you, Your Worship. Do you think that the Whangarei District Council proposed plan for waste minimisation at the moment is visionary?
No, I think it's kind of the way we read it is very much waiting for MFE guidelines to come out and then we'll stick to those bare minimums, and then I think if to be visionary, I'm sure there's more scope than just the bare minimum that MFE is going to set. That there's a lot more you could be doing. Visionary, I'd say like we've been down to Raglan where they've got really great facilities down there. Like that's visionary. They thought
Extreme zero waste.
Extreme zero waste. So you go there, kind of like resort, but on it's great. It's got the composting facility there. You can see all the construction waste all sorted out, and you can take. It's like a full-on shop, but it's very visual, easy to see that everything's been set out. I know there is a shop at Resort, but it's just. I would say the extreme zero waste and visionary.
And the public is a part of the journey of where the waste goes.
And it's all, and that's a big part of it. It's keeping the public engaged with everything.
I would say that the way that you utilise the fund to education is visionary, because from our WHOIs we go on nationwide with people that work in our space. We are very fortunate for the funding we get for the education. We've realised that that's not applied throughout the whole nation. Lots of regions don't have any funding for waste education. So I think that aspect is visionary. It's just the public end of the recycling of the waste that I think needs to be.
Checking no more questions. No, well done guys. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Now our next submitter is Holly Russell. Now Holly's submission is on page 69 and page 71 in the electronic version. Holly, you've got 5 minutes as you know again, so you've heard me say it before, so you're more than welcome to go for it.
Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Holly Russell ahau, he manuhiri o tēnei whenua, he uri o Ngāti Kahungunu Kendo Haka. So tēnei te mihi ki ngā hapu o whāngai, mō ona manaakitanga ki au. So just saying, my name is Holly and I'm not originally from here. I'm from the East Coast, down by near Gisborne, but I just want to thank the community of Whangarei for making me feel very at home here. I wanted to start my oral submission with a mihi to David Lindsay and his team for the mahi that they've put into this plan so far. In my opinion, this is one of the council's most important plans. I am a little bit biased, but I really appreciate all the work that has gone into it so far and his openness to discuss the points that I'm going to raise today as well. So I work for Parakore. Our mission is to educate and advocate for zero waste, zero carbon, a zero waste and zero carbon Aotearoa that honours mana Māori motuhake and regenerates Ranginui, the sky, and Papatūānuku, the earth. I'm really lucky to work with the ladies from Eco Solutions as well. As an organisation, Parakore are committed to working with the council and tangata whenua. We want to collaborate on solutions for the environment which upholds the mana of local hapu, tikanga Māori, mātauranga Māori, te reo Māori and te tiriti o Waitangi. It's really cool to see it up on the wall there. At Karakore, in my role for Tai Tokido, I envision a Whangarei community that deeply understands and upholds our responsibility to maintaining a life-sustaining environment for future generations. The word kaitiakitanga should not be used lightly. Unfortunately, the current draft plan doesn't include any substantial reference to tangata whenua, to mātauranga Māori, or to te tiriti o Waitangi. It fails to recognise both the importance and the value of tangata whenua involvement in this space and more broadly in environmental protection. The Council has said that they are, quote, committed to developing stronger relationships with tangata whenua at governance and operational levels, and yet there is no acknowledgement of local hapu or the current use of their whenua to bury all our waste at Puwera. The draft plan also references a document from MFE which supports a move towards circular economy and states that, quote, the most important value of a circular economy for New Zealand's waste is the alignment with the Te Ao Māori worldview and Māori principles. And yet there is no principle or work stream in the actual plan committed to upholding Te Tiriti o Waitangi or tangata whenua wishes, and no acknowledgement that the solutions offered by tangata whenua and Te Ao Māori may have any value. To be honest, it's not very different from other councils' waste plans in this respect, but therein lies an opportunity, I think, an opportunity for this council, for Whangarei, to lead, inspire and role model to other councils strong tangata whenua partnership in the waste space and more generally in environmental protection. There's an opportunity to support the building of hapu capacity and capability in this area so that they can fully engage in the complexities of waste as well as bring solutions from Te Ao Māori. The commitment local hapu have to this whenua, to this place and its future, and to the future generations that will live here is unmatchable. And that allows them to create and implement solutions that are effective and truly long-term. This is an opportunity for the Whangarei District Council to truly respect the meaning of kaitiakitanga, and I encourage the Council to not waste this opportunity.
Oh, sweet.
Tēnā koutou
Thank you, Holly, well done. Any questions for Holly?
Thank you so much.
No, well done, Holly, good submission, very cool. Sorry, Councillor Connor.
Good thing you didn't waste that last sentence. In regards to the composting facilities that you mentioned in your thing, with the one that we have down, that is down at Hiau, how well used is that?
Not very. I would say we get probably about 40, maybe between 60 and 100 litres of compostable waste going in there a week, which isn't bad, but I think it can deal with more. It can deal with up to 400 litres a week, and that's really the growth opportunity there is down to funding really and time. Me and my partner manage it essentially voluntarily, which is we love, but it means that we don't have a lot of room at the moment to grow it and make it more accessible and promote it more. But yeah.
In regards to Te Ao Māori perspective and those spaces that apparently we lack, is there a space that you being in that space already would be able to assist the staff if they reached out to you in those type of spaces?
Yeah, and I feel really grateful that David has actually already reached out to me when he received my submission, as well as Mark, Scott and Bernadette Apirahama helped facilitate the discussion, and we talked about the potential of Parakore offering a kind of a bridge between council and hapu in the waste space, and me being able to offer support to hapu to be more involved. Yeah, obviously I don't want to speak on behalf of them, but yeah, definitely I'm willing and keen to support their voice.
Fantastic.
Good questions, and well answered. Thank you very much. No other questions? No? Thank you, Holly. Thank you for your, and you're welcome to stay a little longer. I'm not too sure what's happening there. It's Councillors, we've had all the submissions now. We had one more person that was going to come in, but they haven't been cancelled off my list. So these are the only submitters that we have for today. Apart from all the documents that you've got in front of you. There's a total of, I had it written down here. 67. Yeah, 67 submissions, which is absolutely brilliant in this to have. So councillors, as this is the end of the meeting, I'm going to ask Councillor Golightly, would you like to finish off the meeting, please?
I do. We'll do it slightly differently. As we bring our meeting to a close today, I just want to acknowledge the great submissions from our members of the public today. Thank you so much. And as we close again, let us take a moment to give thanks again to our submitters. Let us stay focused to the needs of our community and that we have the guidance and the wisdom to serve them in the best way that we know. So thank you all for your respect, and we bring this meeting to a close. Thank you.
The meeting is closed.